Hey there guys, so in this video we are going to cover how the new planning for mission nights is going to take place. So flight leads are going to end up with a mission file that looks something like this. It gives you some information, some planning notes, some areas, targets for the Hornets, targets for the Vipers and the Eagles. In this case, forward line of troops, and generally not a lot more. You can see the airfields that are in op on the red side at the moment, which are denoted by these from previous missions. You can see the advancing troop line, any known combat units that are known about, and any axes that we detect. We presume threats are going to be coming by. So, as a flight planner, what's your job here? Well, for a start, you need to have a look at this. This is saying that the push time is 45 minutes after launch, and that the time on target in this case for Hawk is 1 hour, and that the time on station for Ford and Viper, which will be against these targets, is 30 minutes. We have our comms for each unit here, and then it's up to you as a mission planner to plan your mission. We also have the push points here and here. So let's take, for example, forward flight over here. We're going to find forward flight. We know it's a Strike Eagle. So here is forward flight. We will have been given a task briefing to go along with this, and in this case forward flight's task briefing is that it needs to do some battlefield air interdiction, better known as splashing tanks. So first off, we're going to set up based on any restrictions that we've been given for our ordnance. In this case we've been told dumb bombs or GBU 12 sized only. So we need to fix this up. We're going to go for 4 by GBU 12s on each wing. That gives us 8 targets we can hit. We don't really want to refuel, so we're keeping our 4 bags. We're going to make certain that both jets are set up like this. We're a little bit overweight, but we'll burn that during taxi anyway, so we're not overly concerned. We're also going to select our cool skin because, you know, it's us. We're going to note what our tail number is for each aircraft for when we do our briefing, and then we're going to get round to planning. So in the case of Ford here, we've been assigned a block in the hold to begin with, so we're going to go, okay, we're going to take off on the runway heading, the winds, we can have a look here, they're coming from 8 degrees, well they're blowing 251 at 8, so we know we're going to be taking off on 07. Grab our jets again, so we're going to take off, and we're going to say once we take off, standard departure has us coming out at 350 knots, 600 feet. Then we're going to head up to our hold point, and we've been assigned a block of 32,000 feet in this hold. So we're going to hold here. Need to fix that. 32,000 feet. Now, push time was plus 45 minutes after mission start. So mission start at the moment is 6:50, so it's going to be 7:35. So we're going to come back to our unit. We're just going to, for the sake of showing we've actually planned this properly, so that we're going to perform a task. It's going to be an orbit we want to be doing 0.7 in the hold. We're going to be doing 412 knots over the ground. In a racetrack, the stop condition is time more than 7:15. 7:35 and 0. So this is just going to set the hold up for us here. At this point, we're going to plan our push. So we push through from here, and the actual point is, oh, we messed up. We need to change this because it's going to take us about 5 minutes to hit there. So we set that to 7:30. We're going to come across, so that's our push point. We want to stay probably a little bit north of the Hornets targets here. So we're going to come up here, and at this point, we're going to set our target point to here. Now for the Strike Eagles, they set their target point using #T here, and they can set other target points by doing things like, so that was waypoint 6, so they'd put down a point here and then name said point in the comments 6.01, etc, etc. Probably also want to set this to whatever the ground height is so that their radar snaps properly, so we know that the altitude here is 1001 feet. 1010. It's going to snap us to the thing. Want to probably be doing 550 here. And again, for the sake of just making life easier for the guys who are going to do our kneeboards for us, we're going to tell it that we're going to orbit here at 550, and our stop condition is going to be duration 30 minutes. At that point, we're going to plan to come home, so we're going to come back up, probably up to 32,000 feet again, doing 0.7, back out through our exit point, which is the push point in this case, set up for finals, and we're going to finally land here. So we've got our basic flight plan done. At this point we need to update a couple of other little bits and pieces, namely options for our aircraft and things like that. So we can set up, if the pilot is going to be the person in command, we need to set up our laser codes for each of our stations. So in this case we're going to go for plane 1, 1677. We're not going to be running our night vision stuff on this mission. It starts at night but quickly becomes daytime, so we don't need that. And for plane 2 we're going to set him on 666, 666, 666. Now we need to set up our comms, so we come over to our comm card, we have a look over here. We can see that we basically already have most of these in this case, so that's good. If we didn't, we'd set up this for however we think we're going to need for the mission. And at this point, we can turn around and go File, Save As, and we'd turn around and go forward1.mis, and we'd send this back to Rob or Maz or whoever to load in and update Forward 1's items using this. The same goes for any of the other units. You just plan it like this. and then you send it back to whoever's in charge of the mission for the night. Hopefully this gives you a rough idea of what we're planning, and we can, if there's any questions or the like, ask them over on the Discord. Thanks guys.